Another thing with the DLC, aside from just spoiling party members through the golden covers, is that it also spoils that Sarah is a more permanent party member because she has some casuals. And yeah, to be fair, that looks like something Sarah would wear. Hey everybody, welcome back to more Legend of Heroes, Trails of Cold Steel 2. I'm SlayerMathis, and last time we started off our bonding events, but because we didn't have bonding events to fully view, we did not get to all of them. And this time we will be finishing them off with one more that gives us a talking point. Speaking of, Emma, Celine, and Vita. She has known Celine since she was born, and views her like a sister. She's always admired Vita greatly, too. And we didn't do fees. The other members of Zephyr Left Leaders die. So why they did that, I can't speak. What about Alicia and Princess Alpha interrupt you right now? I'd like to believe they're safe and unharmed. I can't have much faith in that language. I just wish we hear something about them. Rumor, fact, anything. Anything at all! Oh no! I don't know why she's making mouths off. Our next stop will be the Phoenix Wings, because there are a few people here. I'm pleased to say the outdoor bath has been repaired at last. Gizmo made it look exactly how it used to be too. It's nice to see you enjoying it last night too. Now the Phoenix Wings can finally return to business as usual. Do come and use the baths whenever you have the chance. Yes, quite. Is someone who we will not be talking to. Uses is, despite having two events, neither of them will boost up a point for character notebook. So let's just discuss them. The first one is that, in the first one, they want to go and check up on the horse because Eustace does like horses, part of the riding. So they decide to take Arthur the horse for a ride. I let him walk around a little bit, and of course, the important part, they brush them. Eustace doesn't really know what he wants to do, he doesn't I misworded that. He, despite having gotten the motorcycle from Thor's, he doesn't really know what's going on with Thor's. His connections didn't run that deep. But he's, he just needs to keep moving forward. He can't stay back on the past. All that cliche stuff. And basically, to paraphrase Reen, the power of friendship will win. Ultimately, this is a power of friendship game. They are, let's be honest. So, not really surprised there. As for the second of his events, they decide to go to the Tavern for some tea. Alf and Kiki, the two little children, go and visit the two of them. And Eustace feels bad for being in Alberea because, well, it was his dad that hired the Jaegers that ended up injuring Reen's dad, as well as taking Alf hostage. And they play some hide and seek, because, again, Eustace feels bad, he wants to make up for it, he wants to do well with the children. And of course, while they're playing hide and seek, Milliam joins in and finds them. She ends up playing hide and seek with the two kids as well. And Eustace, basically, he doesn't want to have anything like what happened to Alf happen again because of the Noble Alliance, where they took an innocent child hostage. Which, okay, that's completely fair. I understand completely. I'll go over to Vanna. I saw Lord Rufus a number of times back in my work at the palace. I even saw him learning falconry from Lord Teo at the competition in Hendola. He seemed to be really enjoying himself too. It's truly a shame now that they're on opposing sides. Sarah is another person who we don't actually want to talk to. As for her first one, wow, what a shock. She wants to go to the tavern, and she gets hella drunk. Hold up, I actually forgot to put down what it is. She ends up drinking some Junmai Shu, which is a type of sake. It's a rice sake. So, yeah. And she wants to eventually meet Kafai because Kafai is also quite the drinker. And while she was in hiding, she actually did not drink at all, which is very impressive for Sarah. She is very much an alcoholic. So she spent her time learning about what the Alliance had, learning all that stuff, and the Alliance, turns out, they're good at censorship. They are kind of in control of the whole nation. We saw that when we went to Bereahard and we talked to the dude from the Imperial Chronicle. And she is relieved that Reen's dad is okay, and she does think that she's kind of hot, although she did say that she was joking with that. It's Sarah. She probably wasn't.
Sarah is a fantastic wreck, and it's amazing. As for her second one, they decide to do some training out in the Amir Valley, because that's where all the training happens. She believes that Reen is still the center of Class 7, and she gives him a hard time with the training, and Reen manages to win their training bout by making Sarah actually try. Something that is pretty difficult for the student to do. Reen isn't fully in control of his strength. We heard Bublanc name it as ogre strength. We have seen it a little bit in... it was a fight alongside Crow in Cold Steel 1. After Elise got nabbed. Yeah. Sarah does believe in his ability to eventually control that power, and she very ominously, at the very end, after Reen is off screen, she says that, I feel like this war is causing the old me to resurface. So, take that forward roll. Tying up the storehouse is such a pain in the neck. Maple, please make sure you don't say anything like that in front of our visitors. Though I can't deny that it's true. My back's sorry to her, even. Gee, I wonder why! I sure wish I had that problem! Please just stop. Oh yeah, that's right. Maple has the A-cup angst. Good old tropes. Good old TV tropes, too. I haven't read any of that one. I'm so glad you were able to find all of your classmates. I should probably go around and ask them all to take good care of you. You're like a little brother to me, and I love you dearly, but you have a habit of finding trouble. Unless you really want to embarrass me, please don't. Well, if you insist. I feel as though I should, though. Oh, Elisa would get a kick out of it. Gaius is a weird case. His bonding event does not add anything to the character notes, but I will still view it because it has one of the more unique events of all of the bonding events. I figured a quiet church would be a perfect place to sit and think about what we can do, but so far it hasn't done me much good. There has to be something we can do to help the people of Arbonia, but what? Yeah, though hopefully whatever we decide will help the people in Nord too. There's gotta be something that only we can do that'll help better people's lives. We just need to figure out what. That's about the point I'm at. Still, if we keep thinking it over, I'm sure the winds and the gods will grant us their inspiration eventually. This actually seemed like a pretty good place to brainstorm. Maybe we should go in for a while. You know, now that I think about it, there's someone I'd like you to meet. A friend of mine, in fact. A friend of yours? You never follow me. I'll introduce you. He should be in the village right now. Is this friend of yours here? I can't sense anyone. I suppose even you would have trouble sensing him, especially if you're trying to sense a person. But what am I looking for if he's not a person? Here he is. Is that a hawk? Oh, it's like it's the one who helped us save us from those Jaegers in the Nord. Very same, in fact. He's a friend of mine who watches over the Nord Highlands from above. His name's Zeo. He's named after one of the warriors who fought alongside Emperor Dragos during the war. Squeak! It was so cool up close, but what's he doing all the way out here? He guess as good as mine. I spotted him on the roof of the Phoenix Wings last night. He might have followed our scent. All the way from Nord, though? That's quite the distance. I wonder why he would follow us. Wish I could say for sure, but I like to think he wants to lend us his aid. He watched us slip up a few times during a battle, so I imagine he thinks he can make things easier. Squeak! See, well, he's already gotten us up a bind once, and if he's got Yarglong endorsement, he'll make a hell of an ally. Okay, welcome to Team Z. Zay. Whoa! You're trying to say that he has no intention of getting too friendly with us. He'll just watch over us from above like he did before. I think his aids when he seems fit. Which too. In that case, thanks for watching our back, Zayo. Squeak! We're finding new allies left and right these days, aren't we? It certainly feels that way, though I bet he sees us more as weaklings in need of protection than allies. Either way, I'm sure support will be invaluable in the days ahead. I don't doubt that. I can say the same about yours. Likewise. Wanted to watch Zayo fly off in the distance before returning to the church together. Gaius learned the craft Hunter Wing earlier than he otherwise would. This is, again, it's a weird effect, but it is something that is there. Normally he would learn it at level 75. So it's not too much of a early gap, but it is a little bit at least. I'm sure Zay will keep watching out for us. Now that we know we've got a captive audience, we have to make sure we don't disappoint. Still, as long as we're together, I'm sure we'll make them proud. It's a good idea. I like making the bird proud. Also, where the hell is Machias? I realized that I haven't talked to Machias at all. He must just be upstairs at the Phoenix Wings. Oh, and Elliot has a bonding event too. Wow, I'm really screwing things up. Okay. Well, Machias, just as perplexed about what to do next as you are. I thought bouncing ideas off Elliot might help me think of something, but again, no dice. Right, my thought process hasn't been much better. It was without saying that saving Elise, Princess Alpha, and your dad takes top priority for me, but to consider the country as a whole before we commit to something, or taking our right to be selfish, which we need to weigh in on more than what just we want. It's as nice as it would be to abuse Valomar's power willy-nilly. As for Elliot, we will also not be talking to him. Elliot wants to have a jam session. Rien is on his lute, which to me looks more like a mandolin, but that just could be because I don't know my string instruments too well. I was a brass guy myself, played trombone in high school, and was pretty bad at it. But basically, Elliot still doesn't know what he wants to do with his future, even though his dad has given him his endorsement to pursue a music career. Elliot doesn't know if that's what he really wants. So right now they just need to focus on the now before they can think about the future. Pretty simple there, but good stuff. And of course that does mean that there is only one other event that we have yet to see. That is Elisa's. So we'll go and do that. I'm good at words. And of course, the reason I didn't talk to Elisa before. So yeah, with our last point, we have Elisa. Also, it was someone. That was one that we saw before. Yeah, okay. What are you doing in here, Elisa? My mother told me I could find some tools in here, so here I am. I need them for the work I'm going to be doing on the Orbital bike. Wait, you know if the bike works well enough to do that? Well, an engine's an engine, right? I should be able to tinker with it. For all Angelica has done for us, I at least want to make sure she gets her precious bike back in top condition. I guess if I gave her a hand. Need a hand there? Sounds like a two-person job to me, and I'd feel bad making you do all the work when Angelica left it in my care. I figured you'd say that. It'd probably go more smoothly with an extra pair of hands, so sure. Alright, that's everything around the orbital engine taken care of. Should probably do with being taken for a test ride at some point, though. Oh, watch it oil the moving parts, too. Man, you really are amazing. I knew you were good with orbital technology and all, but I didn't expect you to be able to perform maintenance this well. All this is just a stopgap, really. I had a few chances to look at it back at the academy, too, so I have a vague idea of what needs doing, but that's all. Doesn't make you any less amazing in my eyes. When in Nord, you worked out what was wrong with the truck and even knew the model of that mortar we found. At first, I thought it was just because you were part of the Reinford family, but I feel like that's underselling you now. I must have studied like crazy to know so much. I did spend a lot of time studying orbital technology even before enrolling at the academy. I used my family name however I could in order to visit RF factories and attend lectures at the Institute of Technology. I'm more than confident I made the most of every chance I had to study and broaden my knowledge of the field. I have a feeling I know why you did all that too. Was it to rebel against your mother? Well, I can't deny it. Not to beat a dead horse, but it felt like Mother just stopped caring about us after my father passed away. I mean, she'd stolen the company from Grandfather and everything. How could you do that to your own father? So I suppose you could say all that study was my way of trying to show her up at something, a little at least. See, so were you able to? Not in the slightest. Now that she's missing, this isn't the time to be thinking about my next act of rebellion either. You know what? It's fine by me. I've made my mind up to focus on the future rather than the past for now. Gotta keep that promise I made to her and rear her after all. I'll be running the company before she knows it. I think she'd prefer it that way, honestly. Huh? Look at you. You're so engrossed in the bike you didn't even notice all the snow building up on your head. Still, I think you found the right way to approach things. Let's pick up a few pointers from you. Can't let myself get too wrapped up in my past either. And that way we'll both be able to find the best paths for each of us to take. I certainly hope so. Come on, don't cry. Here, this will cheer you up. that a bunny made out of snow? Look, you got loads of snow on your head, too. Don't worry, you can follow me back to Amir. So, stay close, okay? Okay. Are you kidding me? What's wrong? Can't believe I forgot. Remember I talked about coming here with my family as a kid? And then getting lost out in the mountain. But just when I started thinking to be lost there forever, a boy appeared out of nowhere. He led me all the way back to Amir. Boy's you, I'm sure of it. That does ring a bell, actually. The year after that was when the whole thing with my power happened, so I kind of pushed everything to the back of my mind. Weird, we really did meet when we were kids. I was only joking about it before, but yeah, we really did. I've forgotten all about it too, probably because it was a scary memory for me. I don't blame you. Still, you don't get coincidences like this every day. I'd be embarrassed to try and attribute to something like fate, though. Yeah, you're right. Maybe we realize sooner, sure. It makes me happy to know you all along. So I didn't quite catch that. It's nothing at all. You know, let's finish up with the bike, shall we? Yep, sure. It's a cute little moment. I like it. Elisa is my favorite ship for Reen. Not necessarily my favorite character, but still. Turns out Reen and Elisa first met when Elisa came to Amir on vacation with her family. Can't believe we actually met when we were kids. Guess it doesn't change things much though, does it? Nothing's more important than the bonds we've developed as members of Class 7. And our last thing that we'll do is go and talk to people who we haven't yet. Because they have the events over their heads. Tea was delicious. Thank you for allowing me to join you. Incidentally, Twelve mentioned you used to train somewhere deep in the mountains. Is that true? Yeah, in the Asgard range. Wait, don't tell me you're planning to go up there on your own. Well, after that break, I feel like doing something more active. A walk in the crisp, snowy mountains should clear my mind just perfectly. And of course, if you start a bonding point there, you could offer to join her. Well, you got some meeting today, right? Well, someone's finally back together again, so we just need to hash out what we're gonna do from here on out. Makes sense? Now, you need to talk like this, makes me think Thor's was exactly what you needed. It's nice seeing you so focused, but don't get so caught up in your thoughts that you forget to take a break now and then. Sure, just planning, but that's the easy part. Comes that's the tough part. You need to find some time to relax, okay? Got it, don't worry, I will. Have you cleared something wrong? No, Lorraine, it's nothing major. I just received an update from one of my men that contained some information I found personally relevant. Oh, well, I won't pry, but at the risk of sounding condescending, try not to push yourself too hard. Today's one of the few chances we'll get to rest. Appreciate the concern. Still, you have bigger things to worry about than my well-being. Like the future of Class 7, for example. With the town's defenses as solid as they are, now's the perfect time to sit back and figure all that out. And I think, if you had the bonding point, Reen would offer to hang out a little bit. I'm so glad Celine ended up liking the scarf after all, even if she is still too embarrassed to wear it. I'm not embarrassed, I'm just distraught that you waste your time and energy making something for me. Make sure you get some rest now, okay? I will. We're so happy together. I did switch Emma's clothing because there will be some pretty serious scenes coming up, and the casuals are a little bit too casual. So, yeah. I just wanted to have the basic outfits on. Deciding what our class should do has proved more difficult than expected. Still, I left Beret hard so that I could make my own decisions about my life. Make this one for myself, too. If the decision is yours, the burden doesn't have to be. I'll stop Beret's problems concerning every single one of us. There's no reason you just sort all this out on your own. We've been with you this long. It's not going to change. Thank you, but I'm aware. Again, I think that one is, after that you would offer to hang out, of course. Well, seeing as total on miles are safe, I'm guessing all the prices here in Airborne, probably okay. Wish I could say for the same our colleagues over in Crossbow, though. In touch with Wenzel. Friend of yours? We go ways back, yeah. He used to be a registered bracer here, but eventually packed up and moved to Crossbow. Anyway, leave worry about the guilt to us. You got enough on your plates as it is. Just focus on what move you guys are gonna make next. If you feel like you need a break, I'd be happy to join you, though. And, of course, by a break with her, that means alcohol. Lots and lots of alcohol. Because it's Sarah. Duh. Sitting here brings back memories. Remember trying to lock down our ideas for our concert in the middle of our trip? It wasn't that long ago, but it feels like another lifetime. Especially since Crow was with us then. Yeah, it really does. It's not another lifetime, is it? It's this one. There's no reason that all of us hanging out and having fun is to stay a thing in the past. The only hard part is figuring out how to make that a reality again. Which is admittedly pretty hard, but I'm thinking of ways to make it happen. Elliot's not the most interesting character out in Class 7, but I like just how reserved he is. He really just kind of brings an air of calm and a rational head to things. Just want to view what some people look like out in the baths, which, okay, that sounds weird out of context. But don't worry about it. But with that, we are going to finish things up here. Next time, we'll be finishing our day off. One thing I will say, I will also reiterate this after I've actually done all that off-screen stuff. Set up your classmates that aren't the guest party members, or that aren't the adults. Set everyone up, because there is a pretty tough battle coming in pretty soon. So, yeah. Another time-based battle similar to McBurn, similar to Leo and Zeno, similar to all the bosses at the end of chapters. Another one's coming up here, so be prepared for that. Actually, Reen does have Reen equipped, but make sure you have Reen with something with Analyze, and then Eustace for sure. Make sure you have equipped. Everyone else, you can do as you please, but Eustace needs to be equipped well as well as Reen. Anyways, that'll be all for this time. So next time, we finish off our free day and get to the discussion. But until then, see you guys later.